Welcome to Lipman Family Farms. We're happy you've joined our organization. We would like to welcome you as a Lipman Family Farms employee. As one of the largest field tomato growers in North America, Lipman Family Farms is dedicated to ensuring fresh and favorable produce. We also make sure our employees are provided a safe and productive work environment. As a matter of fact, our tobacco cessation program was first to take lead, making all of our locations be tobacco-free. Here at Lipman, we offer advancement opportunities for all workers. For example, many employees who started on the fields or on the packing house line have moved up. We offer employees the opportunity to talk to their supervisors or the office if they see a job that they're interested in. During your orientation process, you'll be provided with valuable materials in your new hire packet. And in that packet, you'll also receive a Lipman Family Farms Employee Handbook, which sets forth the terms and conditions of your employment, as well as duties, responsibilities, and obligations of employment with Lipman Family Farms. You'll also receive information about human resources, farming and field operations, payroll, accountability, and safety policies and procedures. In order to work, you must be at least 18 years old. Your employment here is called at will, which means that you can end your employment at Lipman Family Farms at any time for any reason. That being said, before your first day on the job, you must provide us with documentation validating your eligibility to work in the United States. You can accomplish this by going to the Human Resources office at your local office. They will then assist you to assure it is filled out properly. Another required form is the Lipman Family Farms Pre-Employment Questionnaire. This form will be required to be filled out if you're hired as a seasonal farm laborer. Seasonal farm laborers and seasonal packing employees will also need to sign a sheet stating you have received Form 516, which documents tasks and pay rates. Once you've reviewed and completed your pre-employment questionnaire, you'll sign a sheet stating you have received the Lipman Family Farms Handbook. If at any time you have questions regarding the handbook, you may contact the Human Resources Department at 239-658-4421. You must also complete a seasonal application as well as a federal W-4 and state withholding forms whenever applicable. You'll also need to provide your Social Security card. Lipman Family Farms is a member of SAFE. You'll be provided with a copy of the SAFE Code of Conduct, in which you'll sign that you have received and understand it. After your orientation, you will receive an employee identification card. It is important that this card stays in your possession at all times. After you have received your identification card, you'll be directed to sign a form indicating you have watched these orientation and safety videos. Here at Lipman Family Farms, we do not allow harassment of any kind, which includes any unwelcomed behavior that interferes with the work environment. As an employee, you are expected to conduct yourself professionally while on company property and in housing, and treat others with respect and dignity. Any harassment, sexual or otherwise, should be reported immediately to your supervisor, manager, labor leader, or human resource department. The company does not tolerate any kind of abusive labor practices. If you feel you're being abused in any way, you should report the abuse immediately. We also do not discriminate on the basis of race, sex, or age. We are an equal opportunity employer. Also, we offer an open door policy in which employees can provide any suggestions and/or comments they may have. Employees will be treated fairly and have a workplace free of intimidation, violence, and harassment. We're committed to respectful and open communication with our employees. If at any time you experience any abusive or dishonest behavior, whether at work or not, whether you're on company time or not, you must report this behavior immediately. Lipman Family Farms has a whistleblower hotline for you to report any abuse, issue, and/or grievance that you may have. You can call this hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. Your call will remain anonymous. The hotline number is posted on your pay stub, on central posting locations, housing facilities, and on labor buses. Your time card provided to you will allow you to get through the gate and into the packing facility. It is important that you keep your time card with you at all times, as it will keep track of your hours as you clock in and out of work so that your paycheck can be accurately processed. Your pay period is from Friday to Thursday, and you will receive your paycheck the following Friday. You will receive your paycheck in the presence of a Lipman Family Farms HR representative, in which you'll sign a receipt log or receive your paycheck through direct deposit if that was the desired payment method selected. The information on your paycheck will include how your pay is determined. For instance, on every check is your name, time period you worked, and documentation on the work that was performed. This includes date, type of task, and the hours worked to complete the task. Also, the number of pieces earned per task, your work rate per hour or per piece, and your gross earnings per task. You'll also find a summarization of weekly wages and total wages paid during this year. This includes your hours worked, total pay, and the deductions made to cover federal withholding taxes and state and local taxes, wherever they apply, as well as the amount deducted for your Social Security and Medicare. If you are not present on the designated payday, your check will return to the security shack or be left with the farm manager or designee. It will be your responsibility to pick up your check by Saturday. If you do not pick up your check by Saturday, you must wait until the check returns to the payroll department on Monday. You will then pick up your check by Wednesday at 10 a.m. Once picking up the check at the payroll office, you'll need to present a form of ID. Work ID, driver's license, passport, or any identification with a picture. You'll then need to sign a copy of the check to show proof that the check was picked up. In an event that you need to leave the local area before receiving your final paycheck, or if you need someone else to pick up your check for any reason, you can always have us mail you your check by letting your labor leader or someone in the office know the address to send it to. But if you want someone else to pick up your check for you, you must get permission from your supervisor. He will then direct you to the office in which your identification card will have to be presented by the person picking up your check. You'll then need to sign 2 copies of the Paycheck Release Authorization Form. One copy will go to the person going to pick up your check, and the other copy will remain in the office. On payday, the person assigned to pick up the check will need to present his copy of the Paycheck Release Authorization Form to the labor leader so that the check can be given. Here at Lipman, we provide a workers' compensation insurance program at no cost to our employees to cover injuries on the job. Your employee handbook also explains our workers' compensation in detail. Posters in various locations around your working space will also explain the rules you must follow in workers' compensation. Should you be injured on the job, you must immediately report your injury to your supervisor, no matter how minor the injury may be. Notify your employer immediately to get the name of an approved physician. Workers' compensation may not pay the medical bills if you don't report your injury promptly to your employer. Your injury on the job will be covered by your employer at no cost. We also understand that your injury may cause you to be temporarily restricted from your work, and if so, we will work with your doctor to have lighter work detail for you. It is also very important that you follow up with the safety department regarding doctor's notes and condition of your injury, along with any future appointments your doctor is requesting. It is the policy of Lipman Family Farms to provide and maintain safe working conditions that will safeguard employees and the public, that will result in safe working conditions and efficient operation. It is important that employees stay hydrated prior to work to avoid any medical conditions from arising, such as heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat strokes. Personal safety in the packing facility is crucial. You should be alert at all times. Always keep your hands away from chains, pockets, and conveyor belts. While in the packing facility, a warning bell will alert you when the machine is about to start. At the sound of the bell, remove your hands and step back. While in the facility, long pants and long-sleeve shirts should be worn. The clothing should be a fabric that breathes and allows for good heat exchange, so synthetics should be avoided. While in the packing facility, don't wear loose-fitting or flowing clothing that might get caught in the machine. Jewelry that could get caught in the machine should not be worn. It is also important that you wear comfortable closed-toed shoes at all times. It is also important that employees use no electronic devices while operating any equipment or while performing any function as a crew leader or member. The use of earbuds or any other headset or earpiece used to listen to music is forbidden. When moving about the facility, pay close attention to your surroundings. You should always be aware of the forklifts. Walk only at designated walkways. If an accident should occur, report it immediately to your supervisor, timekeeper, or manager. If you observe an unsafe act or unsafe condition at work, notify your supervisor, manager, or labor leader immediately. As an employee at Lipman Family Farms, you are not required to perform duties in an unsafe manner or unsafe environment. If you feel threatened or in danger for your health or safety, you can stop working without pay and without consequences until the unsafe condition is corrected. Please inform your supervisor if this is the case. Pregnant females employed by Lipman Family Farms should be aware of the risks and workplace conditions that come when working in the various positions within the company. Employees should consult with their doctor for any physical limitations while pregnant. The company may provide reasonable accommodation if available to pregnant employees, should they provide medical documentation listing any limitations as a result of the pregnancy. Farm labor employees must also never enter fields after spraying. Sprayed fields will be marked daily for you so that you can identify them. It is also important to know that Lipman Family Farms' field roadway policy states that only licensed drivers can operate cars while on the road. This policy is to prevent any vehicle being driven down a roadway and hitting a pedestrian in the same roadway. Only licensed CDL drivers may operate tractor trailers while on the farm and must also have been trained and signed off on the farm field roadway policy. As an employee, you must also follow safe food handling practices while employed by Lipman Family Farms, Inc. You must maintain your hands clean by washing them regularly. You must also make sure to wear gloves, hairnets, and aprons supplied while in the packing facility. For certain tasks, you'll be issued required PPE, which stands for Personal Protective Equipment. This includes items such as gloves, eye protection, and face masks. PPE must be used as directed by the supervisor for the task that is being performed. Shade wagons or similar form of shade will be provided at each farm worksite and is considered a form of PPE. Lipman Family Farms has a comprehensive food safety program that encompasses our entire farming and packing operations. That's why we're confident in our ability to provide fresh produce that meets the highest standards of quality. All of our company managers and key personnel have been educated and certified in food safety standards. It is important for all our employees to wash their hands before and after work, breaks, and after using a sanitation facility. Employees must never stand inside a tomato bin. The bottom line is that when you work for Lipman, you can be confident that your produce is not only fresh and delicious, but it's also safe, healthy, and clean. If you live in company housing, Lipman Family Farms provides you with a list of rules and regulations for the purpose of promoting safety, welfare, and security for all residents, visitors, workers, and the company's business. It is important that you always keep valuables safeguarded. If you are provided company housing, any property damages need to be reported to management. Damages found due to the negligence of the resident or employee will result in the responsible party paying for the repairs. A list of violations and fines will be provided. Policies and guidelines are posted in the housing units for your reference. For your safety and the safety of others, no firearms, weapons, and fireworks are allowed in the company housing. Lipman Family Farms engages in progressive discipline as a means to instruct employees as to the proper standards of conduct and performance, and also to caution further instances that may lead to more severe discipline, up to or including termination. Progressive discipline generally proceeds in verbal coaching or counseling, written warnings, and written warnings combined with suspension without pay. It is important to know that extreme circumstances may warrant immediate termination. Extreme circumstances can be, but are not limited to, threats, violence, assault, insubordination, drug use, sexual harassment, disregard for safety, policy violations, belligerent, hostile, and disrespectful behavior, stealing, damaging company property, or blatant policy violations. As an employee with Lipman, you are expected to report to work every day as scheduled, on time, and be prepared to start work as soon as you check in. If you know that you will not be able to work on a scheduled workday, it is your responsibility to notify your supervisor at least 24 hours in advance, or at least 1 hour prior to your scheduled start time for emergencies due to your excusable absences. Examples of your excusable absences include illness, medical appointments, and tending to children. Absences due to medical reasons exceeding 3 days will require a written doctor's excuse. If you are absent for 3 consecutive days without notifying your supervisor, it will be assumed that you have voluntarily abandoned your position with Lipman Family Farms, and you will be terminated. 3 unexcused absences during the season, and not necessarily in a row, may also result in termination. Excessive absenteeism or tardiness will not be tolerated and may result in discipline, including termination. As an employee, it is important you know and understand Lipman's Social Responsibility Program, including its relationship with the Coalition of Immokalee Workers in the Fair Food Standards Program and other civil rights and responsibilities according to state and federal guidelines. This information is found in your employee handbook. The Know Your Rights and Responsibilities booklet covers your rights and responsibilities under the Fair Food Program and company policies while employed at Lipman Family Farms. This booklet, along with Lipman's Employee Handbook, is an excellent resource that should serve you as employment guide while being employed with Lipman Family Farms. Keep these handy and refer to them often, as they provide clarity and details concerning your rights and responsibilities and address any safety concerns you may have. You're also able to contact the Fair Food Standards Council as an alternative form to file a complaint. FFSC complaint line is 855-873-9494. It is important to know that all qualifying workers under the Fair Food Program will receive a bonus in their paychecks when the company sells its tomatoes to FFP participating buyers. Details are explained in the KYRR booklet. Here at Lipman, we established Health and Safety Committee meetings to help growers provide a safe and healthy work environment. We will need to have 1 to 2 members from each crew to hold monthly meetings at various farms. During these meetings, crew members and company representatives will discuss safety topics, as well as any issues employees may have. Resolutions to any issues will be communicated to Safety Committee members the following month. That is why it's important for you as an employee to communicate with your supervisor if there is an issue or concern that you observe at any time. Safety Committee members are required to communicate meeting agenda and resolutions back to their crew. Crew members that are part of the monthly Health and Safety Committee meetings will be compensated at a higher hourly rate than the minimum wage. Again, it is our pleasure to have you on board with our Lipman Family Farms team. If you do not understand any of the Lipman Family Farms policies or procedures, you should address any questions to the Human Resources Department or the trainer during this orientation. Lipman Family Farms Human Resources Department can be reached at 239-657-4421. We thank you for your time and welcome you to the family of Lipman Family Farms. We hope your employment here is prosperous and enjoyable.